This is the first big play of the ball game, and it's made by Ricky Walters at the top, who's going to go one-on-one with Robert Drummond. Now, fairness to Robert Drummond, he feels like this ball should be punted by the time it is, because he goes out to step out to Ricky Walters. See, he thinks the ball should be gone, so he doesn't block him. Now, what Louis Pasaglia was trying to do was directional punt the football to one side, and he went right over to Ricky Walters, took a little bit too long to get it out of there. Drummond doesn't block him, and Walters makes the big play.
You tack on a no yards penalty, and they're at the 17. First down for the Eskimos. Green out of the shotgun, going into the end zone, wide open. Kez McCorvey, touchdown, Edmonton.
Oh, he just keeps doing it. He is a route runner. There was no one around because Bo Lewis got deked.
Bad.
Yeah. Nealon Green again with lots of time to throw the football because he initially looks to his right. Good coverage on that side of the field, but the Lions dropped the coverage on the backside, and it was just one-on-one. Kez McCorvey on Bo Lewis. And there's McCorvey. See, Lewis is just trying to recover. Number 17 way back.
So the first big play does pay dividends for the Edmonton Eskimos. They did it in a hurry. They made it look easy. They add the extra points. And now the lead is 9. It's 19-10 Eskimos.
All right, then. First, we reconstruct the nose, bone graft the cheek, 4 or 5 operations, and then... So you're drinking and driving tonight, right?
No, my girlfriend's drinking and driving. I'm just a passenger.
Geez, passengers usually fly through the windshield.
Really?
Good thing you're seeing me before the accident.
Yeah. Great.
Great pattern by Kez McCorvey, who's a route runner, and receivers have to be salesmen when they're running patterns. Kez McCorvey is right there. Now watch. Hold it right there. Look at the out move. See, he comes down, makes that big out move, sells it like a good salesman, and then comes back. And watch Bo Lewis. He's like, whoa, I thought you were running it out. And Nealon Green is like deer in the headlights. He sees that. The eyes get real big, and all I got to do is deliver the ball because Kez McCorvey is wide open, and Lewis is going, ooh, he got me on that one. He got me on that one.
Here's Chuck Levy looking to make amends for a drop pass on the last drive of the BC Lions. Returns it straight into the middle of the field to about the 25. And Nealon Green had the same look on his face that Dan Crowley had last week when this guy got open for 4 touchdowns. Tonight, he has not been that active. That was only his second catch of the game, but doesn't matter.
It looks like Kez McCorvey is going to do this to a lot of defensive backs. Derek Lewis is a good cover man at the halfback position, but hey, that's the game. Sometimes you get beat. Now Bo Lewis just has to have a short memory and go line up again when he's on defense and just forget about that one because...
Are you speaking from experience here?
Hey, it happens to the best of them, man, I'm telling you.
All right, first down from the BC 25. A handoff to Sean Millington.
I tell you what, sometimes for the young people watching this game, the young kids that are young football players, when you're a receiver and you just give your little head fake or a little shoulder fake, watch how it's sold, though. Look at the outcut. Bang, I'm going out. He takes 3 steps to that outcut before he comes back. That's selling the pattern. See, 3 cut, bang, and then a nice jab step back to the middle of the field, wide open.
Don Matthews, who's been around a little bit and has seen some ball players, told you and I yesterday that Kez McCorvey is the best route-running slot back he has ever seen.
Yeah, and he's been with some good receivers throughout his career as a head coach. So that's high praise for Kez McCorvey. When he runs patterns like that, you can see why he's talking about him. And, of course, 4 touchdowns last week versus Winnipeg against Rasheed Gale, a couple of them, and really turned Rasheed Gale around last week. So Kez McCorvey he's got a few moves in the bag.
No question about it. We're going to take a quick break and injury timeout. It's 19-10 Eskimos in Vancouver. There's Ricky Walters, the 7-year veteran. He was the guy that got his hand on the punt, made the big play. Here's a guy who's a role player who's had a great start to this season. They picked him up former Saskatchewan Rough Rider.
Well, there's some good numbers, and he's made some spectacular catches. We've seen a lot of the games and a lot of diving catches for Ricky Walters. And Don Matthews had high praise for him as well. He said because he's a role player, the things that he does on the football field opens things up for other people. And that's why Kes McCorvey gets some one-on-ones, because Ricky Walters is running hard on his patterns. He's drawing some defense to him, gives Kes McCorvey the one-on-one opportunity.
So now it's time for Damon Allen and the BC Lions to respond. Gets away from the heat, and he's going to run. Allen in a lot of space, and he is so dangerous when he's got all that kind of room. A huge game.
Look how smooth Damon Allen at 37 years old on Saturday. Doug Peterson has a shot at him, but watch how he gets out of there and how smooth he is in the open field. Look, Doug Peterson has him. Whoa! Hendrickson just got a piece. Watch this move, the nice little cut there to the outside. Whoa! He is so smooth running the football. Doesn't even look like he's moving until he goes by you.
Yeah, and then you realize he's moving.
He's moving. Doug Peterson had a shot, but this little cut block right there by Hendrickson just gave Allen a little seam.
And he's going to run out of the pocket here and throw to Chuck Levy, who's having a tough time corralling that ball. That was a tough pass and a tough catch to make.
Chuck Levy looks a little bit out of his element as a receiver, and he's a backup defensive back. They think that he can do a lot. He's a running back in the National Football League, drafted in the second round in '94 by the Arizona Cardinals. Here's a guy that has not taken a lot of reps as a receiver, and it looks like it right now.
Joe's not happy.
Well, he wants that catch because now his offense is in second and long. Worst scenario for an offensive coordinator to be in.
And Levy is out wide. 5 receivers. Allen going over the top, looking for Jackson. No, and no flags.
Again,
strong coverage.
I don't know. I mean, it was good coverage. I just wondered if there was not a screening or a pass interference. Alfred Jackson really not arguing the point at all. He's just going to try and go down the sideline. Damon Allen just wants to throw it up and see if his guy can come up with a big play, but watch the coverage. And that looked like a little bit of screening to me by Ralph Staten.
And on the other end, Damon Allen is 0 for his last 6 passes. And Alfred's just winded because he knows he has to go back out in the field and play defense now.
Get that oxygen on the sideline for Alfred Jackson.
This time they get the punt away, and it's a good one by Louis. Backs Gizmo up close to his own 10-yard line. The Giz has got some room up the middle. He just couldn't break away, but a good return nonetheless out to the 35. You know, you always hold your breath, don't you?
You still do.
You have to.
You still do. And Robert Drummond gets a piece of Giz, or he gets his 27th punt return touchdown. He hit a seam, moves to the left. That gets the coverage moving, and then back up into the middle. And you can't relax against this guy. But Drummond gets a little piece of him right there, just enough, because he's going to outrun Marvin Thomas to the end zone. I guarantee you that. Or excuse me, Tom Hips.
He hasn't taken one all the way to the house since 1998, July of '98 against the Alouettes. Here's Nealon Green. Swinging that pass out, almost picked off by Alfred Jackson. It's to Nigel Williams, and it's a big gain. Now, Glenn, is that a product of Alfred Jackson playing both offense and defense? He was a little late on that play.
Well, you know what? It was just the decision that he made. You know, and again, he's playing both ways, so you got to wonder if he's starting to fatigue a little bit. And this is his first game, but he just made a decision to go after the football. Ball took a little while to get there. It had a little wobble on it. Jackson thought he could get there to the ball first. He doesn't. And when you make a gamble like that and it doesn't, and you don't get your hand on the ball, big play going to happen. Now, Alfred Jackson was close, but not close enough.
First down for the Eskimos. That one is short hopped. Looking for Donnie Ashley, and give Jackson a lot of credit here. He's doing his best.
Well, he had to go over and take a breath.
Yeah.
Now. He's over there on the sideline trying to catch his breath, and what they do now is put Mike Crum on the corner. That's exactly where Nealon Green wanted to go. He one-hopped to Donnie Ashley, but the thought there is get it out there to Donnie Ashley, a guy who can make good moves in the open field and go one-on-one with Mike Crum. Well, Alfred Jackson is sitting on the sideline, or standing. He's standing. He was standing
Right.
on the sideline, not sitting.
Don't sit down. We need you. So it's 2nd and 10. Green again with lots of time, going to that far side of the field to Walters. It is going to be short of the first down, well short. It'll be interesting to see how the Eskimos continue to exploit that situation over there with the BC Lions defense.
Well, it is the wide side of the field, so it's going to be long throws the whole game for Nealon Green. But yeah, I think he will go over there. He knows that Alfred Jackson's tired. He knows Mike Crum is a backup safety working against Nigel Williams, and then they'll put the little guys out there and Donnie Ashley and Fred Bailey, see if they can't get a little one-on-one matchup.
So here's Sean Fleming, who made one earlier from 52. This one is from 44 yards away. Lots of leg, and it is through. So tack on 3 more points for the Eskimos. 22-10.
You get the feeling that Sean Fleming is not hitting it like he would like to, but he is making them, so
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
You know, it's going through, but his reaction is, he's picky, I guess. So now Greg Mons definitely looks concerned, and he should be. Down by 12. And here's a stat for you. I had to check this twice to make sure it was right, but the Edmonton Eskimos in BC Place have won 14 of their last 16 games here dating back to 1989. That's unbelievable.
Well, last year these two teams played 4 times, including the preseason, and the road teams always won.
Damon Allen looking over the top. He's got Robert Drummond wide open. Drummond busting a few tackles, getting inside the 45. And that's got this place alive.
Robert Drummond does the old out and up, the old wheel pattern. He's down to the sideline, runs the out, and then turns up down the side. There's the pump fake on the out, and then look how open he is.
Gain of 31 on the play.
Well, it's the type of play the Lions offense is needed to get back in this one.
And Alfred Jackson is back out there. Allen out of the shotgun on first down. Going over the middle to Alfred Jackson. He's getting a lot of action tonight. They call him Action Jackson, and there's going to be plenty.
And he loves it. You love to be on the field as much as you can. And Alfred Jackson has been working. He's been working this pattern all game long, trying to get inside position. Get a little bit of inside position right there on Torrey Hunter. That's just enough to get a seam. And you're right at the safety, Chris Hardy, with the football.
And the Lions are at the 25 now. Another first down. Back-to-back big plays. And there's a pass that missed. Was looking for Sean Millington out of the backfield.
Well, it's one that Damon Allen wants back because there was a pick, or I guess if you're an offensive guy, it was a rub. But it was a rub by Robert Drummond to the inside and Mike Adams. They really had rubbed the defense into the middle. And Sean Millington had some room to the outside. Damon Allen just missed him.
And again, they're into that 2nd and long situation.
On defense, we called it a pick. It was a pick, and it was illegal because picks are illegal.
Yes.
Offense, they call it rubs. We're just rubbing. It's just a little brush.
Just a rub.
It's the brush off.
Rub, brush. Just don't call it a pick. 2nd and 10. Again from the shotgun. Allen. He's got Mike Adams, and the pass went right through his hands.
Again, you got to have that one. Mike Adams has had a good start to this season and really earned the right to be in the starting lineup in training camp, but that's one he should have had.
He made a big splash.
Roughing the passer.
Oh, big break there.
First down.
Lions get another crack at it, and roughing the passer penalty on Damon Allen. Glenn Scrivener's the guy who got called. And Mike Adams is going to go over there and thank Scrivener. Here's the throw from Damon Allen. It's right on the money. Scrivener, who looked like his head was down. It looked like his head was down. I'm not so sure that Scrivener didn't know that the ball was thrown.
I don't know. Do you think
at least that's probably going to be a story, and he'll stick with it when he gets over to the sideline. Because it gives the Lions an extra shot at a touchdown. Now take a look. Is this a penalty or not? Damon Allen gets rid of the ball right there. Okay, 1,000.
Well, it was gone.
I don't know, roughing the passer.
Yeah, if you're going to call it by the book, the ball was gone. But you're right, he had his head down. It was a momentum thing. You can...
A real judgment call by the official.
You can interpret it two ways, I guess. We've got another injury timeout. The Lions have a new life. We'll take a quick break with 36 seconds to go, and the Lions threatening to get back on the board, trailing by 12. Perry Carter was the man who was down on the field, one of the corners for the Edmonton Eskimos. He's up and shaking that one off, Glenn.
You got to go up for 3 plays. So Carter goes out. We'll see who the Eskimos decide to put on the corner to replace him. Talked about the BC Lions. Franz Clarkson is in the game. He's a backup safety at the University of Manitoba. Now they're going to ask him to go out and play the corner, and that's exactly what they're going to ask him to do. It'll be the wide side corner on Jimmy the Jet Cunningham. So here you come. You're cold. You've been standing on the sidelines for a while. Come and play corner. And oh, by the way, you got to cover the Jet.
Who's already got a touchdown. 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Allen looking for that corner. Going there, and it's too far. You are absolutely right, Glenn. That's exactly where they were going. Alfred Jackson wants a flag on Torrey Hunter, but no, sir.
Well, I think that Jimmy the Jet has a complaint over there as well, because it looked to me like his pattern. Watch number 21's pattern. See a little bit of right up at the top of your screen right here. Watch this. Is there a little bit of holding going on from Franz Clarkson, who comes in the game? No penalty. There's no penalty there. You can do that.
What'd you call that, a rub? that's a rub or a brush?
That's just a little bit of contact. Nothing wrong with that.
Hey, you do what you got to do when you're in Clarkson's shoes right now. It is 2nd and 10. Again from the 13. Robert Drummond, the end of a shovel pass, not what they were looking for. What was the call there, Glenn?
Well, what you're trying to do is think that the Edmonton Eskimos are going to come with pressure and hope that they all run past, and you're kind of fooled by it. It's very similar to running like a draw play or a screen. Didn't work for Joe Paopao.
Well, time runs out on the BC Lions in this 3rd quarter. We'll be back with the 4th quarter, but right now let's take you back to CFL Control.
The CFL live on TSN at the quarter.
All right, Duthie, Tillman, Dunnigan, Schultz back here, and we talked about how one big play could change this game. Edmonton got that big play, and not only did they get the big play, but they followed it up right away, taking advantage right away, Matt.
That's right, and we see Nealon Green simply showing us his experience and what he brings to the table. Nealon Green simply takes a half-step roll, looks to the field here, brings the free safety, and then throws back to the open hole, and we already saw what Kes McCorvey does to the BC secondary. Hey, kudos to Nealon Green. He's got his eyes working. He's got his legs working. He's got the Edmonton Eskimos rolling, Chris.
And how about Ricky Walters, a young kid who was really determined to play, came in and blocked the kick. Remember, this is the same guy that caught the pass from Sean Fleming the week before to make a big play again for the Edmonton Eskimos. Hey, you want to solidify a job on a pro football team? Make plays that determine wins and losses. And right now, the reason that the Edmonton Eskimos are ahead is because of this kid, Ricky Walters, there.
Yeah, and speaking of making plays, in 3-down football, it's very difficult to drive the ball methodically down the field. You have to make big plays. Tonight, BC dressed 2 guys that they thought could give them that dimension, Chuck Levy and Alfred Jackson. Levy's given them absolutely 0, and AJ, I believe, has only 1 reception. BC can get back in this game in the 4th quarter, but they certainly weren't helped by this last drive. They needed to get a touchdown, and it looks like they're going to have to settle for 3, James, so they're still down by 2 scores.
And Levy's drop leading directly to that block punt, which led to the touchdown. 10-1 was the score after 1 quarter of play, so BC doesn't have a touchdown. They only have 1 touchdown in the last 8 quarters of football. If you go back to the Calgary game in the 4th quarter of the Saskatchewan game, that's not enough.
And another good example, when you look at the numbers, how stats are sometimes not the only indication of the game, because BC really still showing that they've got the edge. Net yards, 250. They still have the edge in time of possession at 25 minutes. They certainly don't have it on the scoreboard where it matters most.
So this will be a chip shot for Louis from about 15 yards away to get them within 9. And Lou does not miss those. So I guess they got to take it at that point, but an odd call, I believe, on 2nd down on that little shovel pass to Robert Drummond. Regardless, it's A field goal instead of a touchdown for Greg Mons. And with 14:53 to go, the offense has to start punching it in. Greg Mons said his team had to forget about last week and the pounding they took in Calgary. And for the most part, I think they have.
Well, you know, they're not playing poorly, and they're controlling the football, but you have to come away with majors when you get down in the end in the green zone. They like to call it green meaning go, not the red zone like most teams call it. But Greg Mons is unhappy about one thing, and that's the scoreboard.
Yeah. This is an important ball game. The Edmonton Eskimos have a chance to tie them for second place. Let's take you down to the sidelines, bring in Farhan Lalji, who's with a guy that would love to be in this game. Farhan?
Thanks, Dave. Troy, Dave mentioned you would love to be in this game. You had a great game here at BC Place against BC last year. Talk to me about the injury right now and how you're feeling.
You know, right now it's just a severe case of turf toe, you know, but it's responding well to treatment and everything, and I should be back in about 2 to 3 weeks.
Now, you're not in the lineup running the ball, but you've got your quarterback back, and he can move the ball with his feet as well. Talk about Nealon.
Yes, exactly. You know, he makes a lot of things happen, you know, and he's an exciting player and everything, and we're happy that he's back with us right now.
All right, Troy, good luck with the injury. Hope to see you back soon.
All right, thank you.
And I'll tell you from experience is that turf toe is one of the most painful injuries you can get. And, you know, everyone says, well, what's wrong? Your big toe sore? I'm telling you, it is a painful, painful injury. Troy Mills would be playing if he could.
That's a big loss for the Eskimos. He's a great player, obviously. Had some injury problems last year as well. But speaking of making things happen, Donnie Ashley, a solid return on that kickoff, has the Eskimos set up at their own 47. Long swing pass to Terry Vaughn. Vaughn getting close to the first down right away.
Again, they're going to keep working the wide side of the field where Mike Crum, the backup safety, is playing corner, and that's a play designed to get Terry Vaughn the football. Here he is right here. He's going to drop right out of there. Drop out of there, gets a chance to get his hands on the football, and pretty good blocking downfield. See Ricky Walters with a nice block right at the point of attack, and that's Nigel Williams down there on Mike Crum.
Not a bad crowd here at BC Place tonight, and they're urging their defense to make a stand here. The handoff goes into the crowd for Daniels. Ball is loose, but the play was whistled down.
A little tackle there by Carr on Donnie Ashley. Just want to let him know that it's still our ball. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's right. And it was a first down.
Well, you're absolutely right, though, right? The BC Lion defense right now have to come up with a big play. Edmonton offense is about 5-6 yards from another field goal to respond to the field goal from Louis Pasaglia. So the only thing that'll change that is a turnover.
And there's the man in charge of the defense, Don Lindsay. Nealon Green out of the shotgun, pump fake, goes for it all, looking for Nigel Williams, and just a little far as he works against Mike Crum.
Don Lindsay wanted a big play, and he decided to go with an all-out blitz to try and get it, but the protection for Nealon Green was outstanding. There was about 8 BC Lion pass rushers on the play, and that offensive line, just watch how they make a nice pocket for Nealon Green. They're all coming for the Lions, but look at that. Lots of time to pump fake. Pocket is there. He's just a couple of yards ahead of Nigel Williams.
And Williams was in behind the defender. The pass was just a little long. Here's Green again on second and long. High pass was looking for Vaughn. 5'8", needed to be about 5'10".
What's an interesting decision now right here for Don Matthews, because he's going to go with the punt formation, have Sean Fleming punt it and work field position rather than try a long field goal, what would be about a 54-yarder. Now Fleming is capable of making it. He's got a strong leg. Don Matthews decided to put the punt team on, punt it down there, and win the field position battle.
And who knows, maybe even get up another point out of it. As he booms it straight into the goal line for the Jet. He'll run it out. And you got to question whether or not giving up the single point would have been a better idea. Regardless, 12:24 to go. Edmonton in control.